So, hi, I'm Ricardo, and I like video games, and I'm gonna straight up tell you guys, I'm pretty nerdy. And so, I like video games, and I tutor, people think video games are bad. I tutor some kids, and I hear a lot of them, their parents don't ever let them play any video games at all, and they probably think that it's addictive, or it leads to social isolation, or obesity problems, or violence issues. So I'm here to prove that playing video games can benefit people. So there's many positive effects according to research, and the two main improvements or benefits that video games have that I'm going to touch upon is cognitive skills improvement and stress management. So cognitive skills are pretty much the brain-based skills to carry out any task from the simplest to the most complex and difficult. So anything you do is going to require your brain, it's going to require cognitive skills. And so the first improvement or category of cognitive skills that you improve upon is perception, which is recognition and the interpretation of sensory stimuli. So in perception, there's visual contrast sensitivity, which is you could detect any change in the gray scales, or changes in the shades of gray. And this is pretty much the primary building block of vision. And according to a study by Daphne Bavelier, professor at the University of Geneva, studies neuroscience there, and when they conducted these experiments where they have one group where they have well, initially everyone does not play any video games at all. They gather up people who don't play video games. And one group, they make them play a certain amount of hours in 1 week and play action video games, and another group did no video games at all. And first they test them with this form of test where there's different circles that move across, or different. They make there's a bunch of distractors moving around in numerous in this field, and then they have to identify small little pinpoints of details in this field. And the people who went through the training, video game training, improved by a large amount compared to the others who went through no training at all. And another improvement is crowded acute, or pretty much attention. So the other improvements is attention and vigilance, which is the ability to sustain concentration on a particular object, action, or thought. And so this is pretty much concentration. And a certain aspect of that is visual selective attention, which is choosing which stimulus should receive additional neural processing and which to filter. So like imagine you're at a party and then it's really loud, and you want to talk to your friend here, but you can't hear him. So you try to focus and listen to the conversation. This is pretty much audible selective attention, but this improves visual selective attention. And so they conduct tests called useful field of view task, and it identifies quickly which flash peripheral target among the full field of distracting clutter. And video games also improve on the ability to focus on task-relevant information across space. So, and they also improve the ability to focus on objects across time. So, another test they conducted is a stream of letters that flashes quickly, and they're all black letters, and in all these letters, there's going to be one white letter, which they have to identify. But then, right after this white letter, there's going to be a black blink, and they must be able to. Well, they're told to tell them what the white letter was, but then afterwards they ask if there's a black letter, and the vast majority of people without training could not notice the black X, but everyone who went through the training could identify the X. So, and next I'm going to go upon the benefits of stress management. Gaming is pretty much a release for everyone, or people who play, they want to release the stress, right? People watch movies or go out to run, exercise, and stuff like that. And gaming is a form of stress management, so that's a benefit for people as well. So hope I proved that playing video games can benefit people. Thank you.
All right, well, I like the attempt to create a little bit of credibility by some self-depreciation of yourself as a nerd who plays video games. That's okay. And I thought that you did a nice job identifying the proposition for the most part and outlining what the supporting arguments or issues were going to be, although you do want to phrase them a little bit more distinctly as claims and not just topic areas. The signposting on the first point when you got to it was okay because you mostly are defining what cognitive skills are. Then the problem is that almost all of your support on this point involves extensive descriptions of the experimentation that was done in a particular study, which is not a bad thing to do, although you need to be a lot faster at it because you're getting sidetracked in all these long descriptions. But I think we need to see the results. How much faster, how much more effective, how much distinction is there? You're telling me about all the shades of gray, and I'm thinking, isn't that a dirty movie? 50 Shades of Grey. So what difference does it make if somebody can identify 3 shades of gray more effectively than the next person? Why do those things matter in the long run? I'm not saying that that makes the information invalid, but I just don't. You're making the argument that says we become cognitively more effective as a result of this, and it sounds to me like we're just more likely to respond to more stimulus than we get otherwise. So I think that argument needs to have additional support to it, and some of it needs to kind of explain why that matters. Your second point is all asserted. It's basically people play these games to relax. People do a lot of things to relax. I can see why watching a movie might be relaxing, or taking a nap might be relaxing. Playing a game where you're trying to kill people and people are trying to kill you, explain to me why that's relaxing to people. You just basically say, well, I take my mind off of the world. Yeah, you take your mind off of the world and you put it in this other world where there's a lot of stuff that's going on. That would be, my initial reaction to that. You don't really have anything on that point to prove that, and I think you probably are aware of that. That needed to be developed a lot more. All right, thank you.